Hello everybody, my name is Benji and welcome back to Mindustry. Today we are in episode 5 and we are finally going to be launching into some of the actual tower defense things in this game. So we are going to be going to tar fields, not from Frozen Forest though. We're going to be going from Extraction Outpost, because that has enough resources to get us there without any issue. Tar fields, launch, extraction outpost, bigger core. Actually, hang on, can I get the even bigger core yet? No. Okay, we'll get the even bigger core later.tm. Right now, we're just going to go with the 4x4. We eventually get a 5x5, but that's not right now. Welcome to tar fields. So, the way that these maps will work. Let me actually go on ahead and head back to Extraction Outpost. Change this destination to tar fields. Select. And actually, let's place down some more of these bad boys. We already have one for silica. I'm going to put one down for graphite. I'll put one down for titanium as well. Put underflow, some junctions just to make sure that nothing goes wrong, and some power just to make sure that they are all good and they're all going to tar fields. Now we can head over to 133. Make sure that these also go to tar fields. And now we ourselves can go to tar fields and I can finish my explanation. So this place has oil, but it's tower defense. This is the drop point. So the enemies will come from this dotted circle outline that you can see here. This dotted circle is the enemies are going to spawn right here. And they are going to march their lovely selves straight down and take the path of least resistance to my core in an futile attempt to wipe me off the map. But that's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen in the slightest. Right now we're going to go around to all of the little debris that's all over the place and grab ourselves some material. Ooh, free phase weaver. It's going to give us a little bit of thorium as a head start. But we're going to go around while we wait for our stuff to actually launch in and just take care of these. Get basically free resources out of them. As you can see, I'm just getting like some metaglass, some lead, some graphite, titanium, all that other stuff. Some silica from the phase weaver and some thorium, like I mentioned. We'll get some more of this stuff from that. And eventually, .tm, we will start to have the rockets coming in. There's no animation for it or anything, but we'll just get the resources deposited straight into our core. In the meantime, we're going to do the same thing that we always do. We're going to grab this copper node, and this lead node, and then we are going to start working from there on the coal. We're going to have a little bit of power here, and then we'll grab graphite from up here. And eventually our main power source is going to be over here. But for now, we'll just grab starting power from here, graphite, and a little bit of silica from up here. And we'll figure other things out from there. So I will see you guys once we get some resources from the launch pads, which I've been stalling for time in the hope that it would get here while I'm talking. It's not going to do that, is it? I highly doubt that it's going to do that. Anyway, I'm just going to set up the copper and the lead and be back with you in a moment. One thing I forgot to mention, we have a wave counter up here. It's very similar to the wave counter from the attack missions. However, with the attack missions, there's no cap. Like they can just keep going for until the end of time, essentially. With this, there is a cap. We need to get to wave 40 in order to actually capture the zone. So if we don't get to wave 40, we cannot capture the zone. At the same time, it's different from the attack ones, because the attack ones you could, say, beat the entire attack wave by wave 15. In this, there's no shortcuts. You're making it to 40 or you're not capturing the zone. There's no in-betweens. So, obviously, we're going to be here for a while. Luckily, there is that wave fast forward button, which will automatically call in the next wave. And that'll definitely help us out. Also, still no resources. It's been a couple minutes. I'm going to keep setting this stuff up, probably set up some graphite and a little itty-bitty bit of power, and be back with you then. So, I'm in the process of trying something here, because I'm honestly quite confused. Well, first of all, I'm confused. Oh, because they have a time thing, too. I wasn't getting... Well, that answers my question. So, I guess it doesn't work the way it used to anymore, where you used to be able to just chill in a zone and just kind of let things shoot their way over here on their own. It looks like maybe now you actually have to go chill in the zone that has the launchers in order for it to actually launch the resources. So that's kind of intriguing. And a little itty-bitty bit upsetting, because that means I would need to leave this zone for a little bit in order to make sure that resources are coming this way. And I'd almost rather just not do that with this zone, because this zone is honestly very easy to not have any issues with. Also, what happened here? How did that get destroyed? That doesn't make any sense. I set this up. It's kind of doing its job, I guess you could say. More importantly, though, I'm going to set up another thing over here, just as like an extra sort of line of defense, you know? Just in case. Also, I don't think I set thorium to send here, and I might have to go fix that as well. Anyway, regardless, we got our silica production online now with the sand. We got a kiln, single kiln, because we don't have a whole ton of lead at the moment. And we got power set up as well. Hopefully, with resources getting sent, actually, like, once I go get some resources sending, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't really know where I was going with that either. But next up on the list is upgrading power. Oh, hey, look, I just got another shipment, actually. Maybe I just needed to wait for them to send one on their own, question mark? I don't know. I don't know how this works, but I do know that I can get rid of that. And I can actually replace it. Like that. Now that'll start to shoot off as well. I'm going to stick around for this one and make sure that it actually shoots one off. Boom, like that. And now I guess I'm going to head back and go to Extraction Outpost. And see if these shoot off as well. That shot off. Let's watch this one shoot off. There it goes. Let's watch this one shoot off. There it goes. Okay. Tar fields. Go. And now we have a bunch of stuff. Cool. Actually, quite cool, in fact. That's cool. That's cool. So now I should be able to come over here and set up an actual power supply system. I think I'm just gonna do nothing special here and just go on ahead and do the Power Mark IIs, because there's plenty of water, plenty of coal. If I want to upgrade later, I need cryo fluid, and cryo fluid is a pain, and I don't want to deal with it right now. So we'll go take care of power and stuff and be back later. And just like that, we have power online being produced. Except I actually need to hook it into the grid and get rid of the temporary little stuffs that we had. Like these guys. And power is online and running at full capacity. Bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's really bad. Actually, that's quite abysmal. They're gonna cause a lot of damage. That was not good. That means that they just broke through my defenses, which is... Well, they didn't really break through the defenses just didn't take them out in time. I don't really know what's worse. Honestly, it's pretty bad that they made it through. We're gonna have to steamroll some things really quick. I don't really know what to do next. I need to get graphite producing at a higher capacity. And silica. Well, got enough of that. I need titanium, though. I need titanium, lead. We should get drones online. That's what we should do next. Alright, I'm gonna go boop in the drones. So, in addition to the normal thing that we do, which is this guy right here, I added a payload router so that we're producing both of them at the same time. I think that's going to be rather handy. In the meantime, though, I think I'm going to run power up here. Yeah, because they keep getting very close to breaking through. So we're going to run a power line. Like so. And then we're just going to stick some of these guys around just as a temporary sort of deal. We've got plastanium coming in, but I don't really feel like using plastanium for that, so let's just do this. It'll go really, really fast, even though we don't actually have drones online here. It doesn't take that long to build these, as you can quite clearly see. Look at them go. There they go. Alright, lead and stuff should be good now that we have the drones running. I want to make sure that it actually does the payload router bit, because I'm a little worried about that. But in the meantime, I guess we can go ahead and upgrade some titanium stuff here. And I'm just going to rip out silica. Yeah, I'm just going to rip out the silica and we'll replace it later. Okay, the payload router should work. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Do I have to replace this with, like, a belt or something? Like... And then what? Put one of these here or something? Is that gonna do it? I don't know. We'll sit around and find out. Alright, it better work this time. There it goes. Okay, so that's what I needed to do. Alright, awesome. Cool. I don't know if it's going to be worth it, but we're going to go on ahead and upgrade this stuff. In all honesty, I don't think it'll be worth it, but at this point I really kind of couldn't be bothered to care. With drones online, theoretically speaking, it shouldn't matter. But also, I think it kind of is going to matter, so we're going to do it anyway. Yeah, and more importantly than that, we actually need lead. Which we're just going to completely rework how all of this stuff is running. And how this is running, we're going to make it its own separate production line. Oh my gosh. This has turned into so much chaos. Fun fact, I'm recording this section of the video like 2 days after one of the other sections. I hopped in and did power as the first thing that I've done in this game in like 3 or something days. I don't remember. It's been too long is my point. And I'm paying the price. I don't know what I'm doing. For some reason, I'm super anxious about it, and I don't know why. Okay, so that'll bridge. That'll bridge. They'll come together right here, and then they'll go back to base after that. I need to run power. Power. I feel like I'm on the clock. Like, I feel like I'm racing the clock to get this finished before more enemies come, stronger enemies. We're at wave 10 out of 40, and I don't even have, like, a solid defense lined up yet. Okay, we're gonna upgrade Graphite. We're gonna do Silica Mark II. So Graphite Mark II, Silica Mark II. What else? I'm trying to think of what else we need. Thorium. And I could do Plastanium, but I don't know. I don't know if the Swarmers is worth it because I'd have to make Pyrite. I'm thinking Cyclone might be good too, but Cyclone is like highly anti-air. It targets both, but it's more for anti-air because of the damage rates. Swarmer would be better, and the Pyrite would do burning. And the Blast would do even better, but the Blast would be an absolute pain to set up. Ripples are definitely going to be in this in some shape or form. Meltdown, not so much. Tsunami, not at all. Thorium reactors would be cool too. Surge Tower, we'll grab that. The disassembler is not important to me right now. We'll get the Volt. And go on ahead and research the rest of the multiplicative reconstructor that we can. I think we're gonna go for Plastanium so that we can do Swarmers. We need, well, we've got enough coming in, actually. Okay, I have a game plan. Mark II Graphite, Mark II Silica, Thorium, and then start working on defensive systems. And then probably upgrade power a little bit. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Alright, so this is one heck of a boop, but hang in there with me. We went on ahead and did Graphite Mark II. It's working fine. We activated a Kiln Mark II up here, and it should be working fine shortly. We did a bunch of Silica Mark II, because we'll turn this into a production hub later once we actually capture the full zone. We added Thorium as well. And our power draw currently is barely positive, occasionally dips negative. So we're going to head back over here, since we still have a bunch of coal. We're going to grab one of these systems and move it over here. And then we're going to attach it in to the other system by adding more pumps. Like this. And the drones have been working, so the drones are fine. Goodness. We're probably going to end up running out of these metaglass. Oh no, we just ran out of copper though. That's something I've been noticing, is that we are running out of copper and stuff like that a lot. Copper and lead, primarily, we're running out of. I'm just going to do a double row of batteries. Despite our drone's best effort, we are very much so running out of power. What's happening? What's happening? My power grid's still failing. It's in the negatives. It's in the positives. It's barely in the positives. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is my worst nightmare. Okay, okay, we're in the positive. I think that was from this stuff activating up here. Okay. Shoot. I wasn't expecting to have to worry about power yet. .tm. Oh my lord. What do we do about that? This thorium is useless to us, so cryofluid time. Yeah, cryofluid differential generator time. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it up here. We're gonna use this coal, this lead, this sand, and this for the actual cryofluid. And then we'll put the generators here-ish somewhere. Because we're gonna use this coal, this lead, and some sand for ammo for the defensive wall that we're gonna set up. The whole defensive perimeter. Alright. Well, differential generator time. See you guys in a few. So we got this whole system set up, and we actually ended up using surge towers in order to get the power to where it needs to go. However, we're having a bit of an issue with power, which is why we built this entire system. So we're going to disconnect the main production lines for a little itty-bitty bit, and just start getting some pyrite. And honestly, what we're going to do with the pyrite right now is chuck it in the vault with an unloader, so that it just kind of ends up backing up over time. And now we need to set up luxurious cryofluid. We're actually going to take a pipe from up here to the cryofluid production. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot more power running than we need, and that's no bueno. We don't like having extra power being used when it doesn't need to be used. Also, let me check the rates on these again. It's 1 titanium per second, so technically a titanium belt can run 10 of these, and we'll have much more than a titanium belt, I'm sure. Especially if we end up putting some water extractors on it and everything like that. And then it requires what? What did it say? 12, right? It said 12 water per second? I always forget. Yeah, 12 water per second. So with 12 water per second, that's 12 water per second per each of those. That's 16 of these guys total that we need to put on here. So let's get to work on that. 4, 8, 12, 16. Now we can run this. And run this all the way across and give it a bridge. Whew! Alright. That's done. Now we can do the Power Mark III and just have a whole bunch of it. Like, I don't want to get in the way of any future production lines. But this place is super compact. Should be able to run that many, if I had to take a guess. And then we'll have that running into there, and have a bridge running it down and into the other one. We'll have the titanium belt, just like that. This is already storing some. Alright, we're good. Alright, I'm gonna boop the rest of this in. Fun fact. That's a terrifying sight to see. When this is your main defense line, and those are tier 3 units that can crawl over walls? I mean, they took care of it astonishingly well, not gonna lie. But that still, that sight right there, terrified me. Back to work. So I kept running out of power, and there was really, like, nothing I could do about it. Even connecting that makes the power drain negative. It's gonna make it drain even worse. Alright, fine, we'll disconnect that for just a little bit. Wow, those guys really wreaked some havoc right there. Oh my gosh, that's why this is so slow. I never finished building that because I didn't have any metaglass at the time. Oh my gosh, this is a mess. I keep not being able to finish this because each of these things requires metaglass. Like the differential generator requires metaglass. The fluid tanks require metaglass. The pipes obviously require metaglass. Everything up here requires metaglass. And I just can't get the power stable enough to keep producing. Like, look at that. Connecting that makes it negative instantaneously. I don't have enough coal to keep all these generators running. This is a nightmare. We're almost halfway through, and the waves are going to get harder and harder and harder and harder and harder, and I have not been able to actually do anything of value yet. Oh my gosh. We're almost done, though. We're almost good enough. Then we can actually set up our defensive wall. Alright, next time you see me, we're going to be setting up the defenses. A better site has never been seen. Plus 10k power with all of the systems hooked in and running. I just hope I have enough cryo fluid. I actually probably should have looked at the cryo fluid requirements. Okay, each one of these requires 6 per second. We have 12. And we're making a lot more than that. Each of these, two of these, equals one of these. We have 6, 8. Cryo fluid's fine. Also, listen to that sound. It's like hissing. Okay. Alright, we're good. We're good. Alright. Let's start setting up our defenses. And what we're going to do first, actually, before we do anything else, because we're going to need something keeping them out in the meantime while we upgrade our defenses. I think we're going to do pyrite, and we're just going to set up some artillery like over here. So these guys will end up protecting us while we wait for the resources, A, to be produced to actually build this stuff, and B, wait for the ammo to actually be produced. Alright, I'm gonna go set up the ammo lines, and then we're gonna think about how we want to do this. Okay, ammo production is online. I went with blast. I know I said I wasn't gonna go for blast because it's a little too complicated to be worth it, but I went with blast. There goes the pyrite mixing with the spore. And there's the blast. It'll back up in volts because it has very high ammo economy. I believe that's the term for it. Yeah, 4 times ammo multiplier versus a 2 times ammo multiplier. So very, very high ammo economy, very, very efficient, very, very good. And these guys will defend us while we actually set up a main perimeter, which means that this can go away. All that stuff can go away. All of our temporary builds can leave. They're no longer required. We don't need them. They're useless to us. They're outdated. They don't have a purpose. Look at them go. Look at that. Alright, unfortunately I have to leave you guys on a cliffhanger because this episode is already really long. So next time we're going to actually start to set up this defensive perimeter system, however we're going to end up doing it. and we're gonna go through the next 20 waves, fight off some guardians, and hopefully capture the zone on our first attempt. If not, we can always come back and try again. But for now, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Mindustry, being on the defensive instead of the offensive. It's a nice change of pace. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidanya, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you later.